Hello, my name is Jerek Oberholtzer with Team Double Helix Disc Sports, and this is what's in my bag for 2024. We'll start with the drivers and then work our way up to the putters. For my overstable disc, for headwinds and anything that I just need to fade really hard, I have an Innova Juggernaut. It is max weight 175. And forehand or backhand, I always know it'll go straight and just fade hard. For my main overstable drivers, I have 3 destroyers. My most overstable one is a factory second destroyer with the Infinite Disc Penguin stamp. I don't throw this one forehand, only backhand. It goes pretty straight with a good amount of fade, very trustworthy disc. This one is a little lightweight, it is 171 grams. And then I have 2 Calvin Heimberg destroyers, Halo. They're about the same. I throw these both forehand or backhand. This one is newer and more stable. This one is older, more beat in, and pretty straight. I can get some flip and ride out of it, and then a little bit of fade. And I throw a majority of my forehands with this one also. Then for my main bomber discs, I have 2 Infinite Disc Emperors. I have a more stable one, and this one's pretty understable. This one's older. Forehand or backhand, these go really far. One of the furthest flying discs I've ever thrown. They have a lot of glide, and yeah, for any of my bomber shots, I'll be throwing one of these too. For my most understable driver, I have a factory second destroyer here with a markered on Huck Lab stamp. This is very understable. I don't throw it for forehands really often, mostly for backhands. I can even, if I need to lay down a ruler, I'll throw this also. I really enjoy throwing this disc. It's easy to throw. I believe it's a little lightweight. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's 166 grams, so this one is a bit lightweight. Really fun disc to throw. For my last driver in the bag, I have the Innova Halo Wraith. This is a new addition to my bag. I've been trying it out lately, mostly for forehand. It's an 11 speed, so not quite as wide of a rim as the destroyers or emperors, but a lot of fun to throw. Feels really good in the hand, and for now, throwing this mostly for forehands. Moving on to the fairway drivers. For my most overstable fairway, I have this OB Bros, that's my stamp, stamped Firebird. Feels really nice in the hand, pretty flat, and yeah, really overstable. Throw forehand or backhand, a really fun disc to throw. For my main fairway drivers, I have 3 Thunderbirds. The first and most overstable, another OB Bros stamped Thunderbird Halo. Fairly stiff, really overstable for a Thunderbird. I'm really enjoying this one. Feels really nice in the hand, as all Thunderbirds do. My second one is a fairly new Big Germ Tour Series Thunderbird. This one's pretty straight. I can throw it on a little bit of hyzer, get it to flip up. Really good in the woods, and yeah, also a lot of fun to throw. This is the same run of Big Germ Thunderbird. This one's pretty old though. It's pretty understable. I throw it on hyzer. I can get it to flip up and even turn over and ride. For my last fairway driver, I have a Discraft Z-Flex Heat. This is a very understable disc. I can throw it on hyzer and get it to flip over and roll. Very rarely am I throwing this not as a roller or even a tomahawk. Those are basically the two shots I'll be throwing with this disc. For my mid-ranges, my first mid-range is, well, my most overstable mid-range is the Dynamic Disc Justice. I throw this for forehand or backhand. I really like the feel either way. It's just very overstable. I can throw it out flat and just trust that it's gonna fade. For my slightly stable mid-range, I have a prototype Discraft Malta. This one's fairly beat in. It started pretty overstable, but this one, if I throw straight, it's basically gonna go straight. Beat into pretty much straight. So any straight shots up to, in the woods, up to 300 or 320 feet, I'll be throwing this. Next, I have a Discraft 2022 Ledgestone Buzz. I really enjoy this run. They're a little gummy, but not too gummy. They feel good in the hand. It's a great woods disc. This one's beaten enough that it's a bit understable. I can throw it out on a bit of hyzer, trust it to flip up and ride straight. Lastly, for my mid-ranges, I have a Discraft 2022 Ledgestone Buzz SS. This one is fairly understable. It's a bit beat in. I can throw it out on hyzer and trust that it's gonna flip up and ride over. On to the putters. I have 4 of them. I have 2 Discraft Zones. My more stable one, I'm not really throwing this one for forehands, only for backhands. It's a little gummy. It's in the Z metallic plastic. I can throw this one out hard and flat. It's gonna go pretty straight with a bit of fade. I use this for a majority of my approach shots inside 275. My second zone is more beat in. I'm not throwing this one for backhands very much, mostly forehands. This one's beat in. I can throw it flat and it's gonna go pretty flat the whole way with just a touch of fade. On to my straight putters, I have an Envy and a Proxy. This Envy is a bit beat in. Envies start out very straight with a bit of fade. This one is beat in to the point where I can throw it out on a bit of hyzer. It's gonna flip up and just go straight up to 300 feet about is the max I'll use this for. And lastly, for my throwing putters, I have a Proxy. I believe it's made by MVP or Axiom Discs, can't remember. But the Proxy, you can throw it out on a bit of hyzer. It'll flip up and turn a little bit, but also a fairly straight disc. I really enjoy throwing these in the woods. Also anywhere out to almost 300 feet, I'll be throwing this. Lastly, for my putting putters, for the last several seasons, I have been with the Discmania Logic. They're pretty shallow in the hand. It is not a beaded putter, no bead. So they're very glidey. I can just pop them and they're gonna just glide towards the basket. I really enjoy that. Before I was putting a less glidey putter, and I really enjoyed these once I switched to them with the amount of glide I could get for the amount of power I put into them. So that is all the discs in my bag. Lastly, I have in the side pocket here, I have a few towels. I don't really have chalk bags in the bag usually. And then in the other side, I'll typically have my phone and my keys. And lastly, my bag here is the Discraft Buzz bag. I've had it for a few years. It's held up really well. It used to be hot pink here, but it's a very soft pink now because it got bleached because of the sun. And I have my Beehive Classic pin here. And that is it for my in the bag. Thank you for watching.